What's good, YouTube world? What up, fellow Bills Mafia and fellow football fans in general? It's Jay Coffey back with another one, man. Make sure to subscribe, guys. Hit that button. Join the discussion and stay tuned. NFL content coming all season long. Make sure you call in on the live streams. It's a lot of fun, man. We're talking football. It's almost here. And you guys see the clip running. Josh Allen set the internet in a frenzy. You know what I'm saying? Bills Mafia was bugging. As you see, he came out with this red helmet. You know, it's been a discussion amongst Bills fans for the longest time. Billy Joel voice, bring back the red helmets in the red end zones. You know what I mean? As back in the Super Bowl era, the Bills were rocking those red helmets. And of course, as I just stated, the red end zones, like sports fans can be a bit, I don't know if you want to call it a superstition or just the good vibes of that era. I don't know. You know what I mean? As when it comes to uniforms, logos, etc. in sports, a lot of times when a change is made, some fans aren't too welcoming of it. Shout out to my bro, Jay Millie. He's a Niners fan. He frequents the Jay Coffee Talk channel. And, there was something when we got to talking about logos or throwbacks or alternate jerseys, as this year we're probably going to see maybe some alternate jerseys we hadn't seen before. If you guys recall, the NFL had the one helmet rule as part of like concussion protocol that was in place that just ended, I think, last year, as I guess studies showed that if a player wears one helmet all the time, I guess, I don't know if it molds better to the head or what exactly the science behind it was, but more or less you're protected more if you wear the same helmet. Well, that is deaded now. As I stated again, last year they got rid of that. But when that came into effect, there was a lot of third jerseys or alternate jerseys that we saw teams cease to wear. Like, for instance, one right off the top of my head, a jersey that I actually liked, if you guys recall, the Pittsburgh Steelers yellow jersey, not the bumblebee ones. There was a yellow jersey they wore for a while, and it had a yellow helmet, which also only had the logo on one side. You guys know that's a Steelers thing or whatever, which started in air, and they just kept it that way. But they stopped wearing that one, and a lot of teams stopped wearing particular ones because of that rule. The Bills continued to rock our white throwback helmet, you know what I mean, because they could just put like the decal or sticker on and the helmet was still white. But comment and let me know, who your team is in the comments period. I want to hear all about it. Let me know if you're a fan of the alternate jerseys your teams have been wearing. If they did stop because of the color rush, if your team was one of those teams, or not color rush, because of the one helmet rule. If your team was one of those teams, drop it in the comment below. Just in general, I want to hear everyone's team, though. Like I said, we're going to be talking football all season long, but you heard me say color rush. There's also, most teams, I guess, have four jerseys: home, away, alternate, and color rush, which just got added a few years ago. And with the Bills, we started rocking this red color rush, which I think is pretty sharp. I'm rocking with it. You know what I mean? Comment and let me know if you guys feel the color rush jerseys. But that's something I've been kind of discussing now with the one helmet rule, deaded off with the Bills, still wearing the white helmets. As you see, the actual Bills account got on Twitter and was like, hey, everyone calm down. Josh Allen tricked you guys. It was all a trick, a prank, I guess. I don't know. He just wanted to have fun. As we know, Josh Allen is just loaded with personality. We all love this guy. You know what I mean? Aside from going out there, getting the job done on the football field, running all over the place, stiff-arming defenders, having a cannon for an arm, you know what I mean, hitting Stephon Diggs, Gabe Davis, and everyone with beautiful passes, doing his thing. He also likes to have fun off the field. Like, he's just an all-around dope quarterback that, again, it's just so great to have him on our team. But he did this messing around, I guess, as we see very often on the internet. I know it happens in the Bills fan base, Bills Mafia, but other teams as well. We'll see it on the Twitter machine, where different fans and stuff put out prototype helmets. Like, just concept ideas and stuff like that. And we've been seeing a lot with the Bills. And like I said, already with the whole discussion of bring back the red ones, he went out there and did this. But they said, man, we were just kidding. Direct all your feedback to Josh. And you see Josh put up this Conor McGregor gift. Damn, I'm all over the place today, guys. Had a long day yesterday, to say the least. Coffee's running on no night's sleep. A lot of coffee and some Red Bull, you feel me? But this was a clever, joke by Josh. But you see, they reiterated the actual Bills franchise said, no, we're still rocking the white helmets. But back to what I was saying with the color rush and the one helmet rule being deaded off, I've been saying, hey, everyone wants to see the red helmet back. How about when we wear the color rush, we wear the red helmet? It only makes sense, in my opinion. You know what I mean? Comment and let me know if you guys agree with that or not. But just kind of going over our history of our jerseys, you know what I mean? I remember back during the Super Bowl era, when I was a kid, obviously, diehard Bills fan. I've conveyed that to you guys numerous times on this channel. I love my Bills. I used to look at our logos and kind of our jerseys. I don't know, I didn't appreciate them as much for whatever reason. I don't know why. I'm not saying I thought they were bad, but I just wasn't a huge fan of them. But now I look back like, yo, those were fire. You know what I'm saying? And to be honest, I forget who our quarterback was when we switched over to the red helmet. Because if you look at the Bills, logo history, obviously there was way back in the day when no teams really even had logos or anything like that. Then we transitioned into the standing buffalo, white helmet standing buffalo. Then we transitioned into the charging buffalo, the new current logo on a white helmet, which then we switched that over to red. And I forget who our quarterback was at the time. Someone jump in the comments, but I recall them saying, when we switched over to the red, it helped him as a quarterback because at the time, all our rivals, I think in the AFC East back then, it was, the Bills, Colts. A lot of people forget the Colts were a part of the AFC East, even in Peyton Manning's rookie year. You know what I'm saying? But it was the Bills, Colts, Patriots. I believe the Patriots had a white helmet then as well. Colts, as I just stated, they had one. The Jets, I believe, had a white helmet then, and the Dolphins. So switching to red instantly helped the quarterback in the backfield, back in the pocket, looking downfield to his receivers running routes and could just, it stuck out better to him with the red helmets on. Again, I forget was that Ferguson back then or was it Kemp? I can't recall what quarterback it was. If someone, wants to fill me in the comments, though, please do so. But anyways, we switched to the red. And then all the way through to, 2002, 2003, same helmet, but we switched our jerseys up a little bit, which originally people seemed to love. Later on towards the tail end of having those jerseys, I remember seeing fans say, man, our jerseys look like CFL jerseys or something. I ain't fucking with them. In 2005, let me know if you liked those jerseys or whatever. The blue was a little different. I believe it was more like a navy blue. Then we switched in 05 or 06. We unveiled that as an alternate, we were going to rock the standing buffalo with the blue uniforms. Now, I got to point out, during the Super Bowl era, there was a couple games where we wore standing buffalo throwback logo on the red helmet. You know what I'm saying? With Jim, Thurman Thomas, and all them doing their thing. We did wear those a couple times. And then as where I was just at in 05, 06, whenever that was, we unveiled that we were going to wear the white standing buffalo throwback helmet. And if you guys recall, the first game where we did that was when J.P. Lossman took over the starting job after in 2004, Drew Bledsoe took us to a 9-7 record, almost made the playoffs. You know what I mean? But what was his name? Was it Willie Parker? I can't remember who their running back was, as that was the 15-1 year by the Steelers. They had it all sewed up, so they weren't playing their starters, and we actually lost that game. But that was a crazy season that year. We started out 0-4, losing all the early games, like in a crazy way. Week 1, we lose to the Jaguars with the last-second pass, Leftwich, the receiver, incomplete, they say, hey, it was a push out touchdown, which the NFL has since ceased using the push out rule. Week 2 against the Raiders, we got screwed on a play where Travis Henry broke the plane of the end zone. There was also like a holding call in the end zone that should have been a safety on the Raiders. I forget who we lost to respectively week 3 and week 4, but they were all games that we either kind of got screwed a little bit or, we just lost. Like, we could have easily won. And then we went on that amazing run, where Willis McGahee came in and started tearing it up. We had that 1-2 combo, McGahee and Travis Henry, and we finished 9-7, just missing the playoffs. You know what I mean? JP takes over that next year. We're wearing those throwbacks. He hits Jason Peters, which, got to point out, guys, that was a tight end. He was an oversized tight end that the Bills franchise had the coaching staff at the time had the good idea to convert him over to a tackle. And we all know he went on to be one of the best tackles in the game almost all time, even playing all the way into last year, I believe. He was with the Eagles and went somewhere else. I can't remember if it was the Bears. And, of course, he hit Lee Evans on a couple nice receptions, didn't get touchdowns. But we all know JP and Lee, man, how many times did they used to hook up on crazy long balls, man. Like Lee Evans would run under JP's long ball. JP, obviously, we know was a shaky quarterback. Again, how great is it to have the amazing QB we have this day in Josh Allen? We look at all the guys we went through during the drought era. JP just never really was that guy. We know he did break his leg in a freak accident. Some say it was more than a freak accident. I don't know. But, man, the JP Lee connection over the years he was in Buffalo was quite amazing. And it was also kind of wild to see when Lee Evans ended up leaving the Bills and going over to Baltimore. I thought he was going to, be huge with Baltimore, but his career kind of fizzled out pretty quick. And I remember he had a really bad drop in the playoffs. I think it would have ended up going on to send them to the Super Bowl, and that was kind of the last we heard of Lee Evans. It was wild to me. Fast forward to the 2009 or 10 season, we unveiled, that was the year we had Terrell Owens. We unveiled the same throwback helmet, but we're wearing the white throwback jersey, the white on white, which just looked fire, man. And I'm sure everyone remembers that game, the opening Monday night game. They had like back-to-back games. It was also the AFL 50th year anniversary, so we were seeing a lot of AFL teams rocking crazy throwbacks. The refs were even wearing throwback AFL jerseys. Whenever two of the AFL teams played each other that year, they would wear some kind of throwback. You see in the Bills game, Bills versus Patriots, we were wearing our white on whites. Brady and the Patriots were wearing their red throwbacks. And what a crazy game that game was, man. As we know, the Bills had that sewed up, but Lee Evans got a little overzealous trying to fight for extra yards on a kickoff return when all we needed to do basically was run out the clock, and ended up fumbling. Benjamin Watson catches a touchdown. The rest is history. We know how that went. Or 2 touchdowns, or a touchdown and a 2-point conversion. I can't recall, but I recall it was a heartbreaking loss. We opened up the game on fire, man. Sean Nelson, who I believe was a rookie tight end then, or maybe it was his second year, caught his first touchdown pass, where he reached for the pylon. It was so dope. That was used on the NFL Red Zone commercial for a long time. And Fred Jackson also scored a nice screen pass. Freddie and Lynch were running all over the place. It was a wild year. Well, a wild game, but a wild year also, man. It was pretty nuts. One of the most heartbreaking losses, though, that I know all Bills fans remember. Just kind of a side note, that season also, as I stated, it was like the AFL 50th anniversary or whatever it was. The Chiefs. Do you guys remember the throwback the Chiefs were wearing that season? It was like a Texas. Was it the Texans? I can't remember. I just remember whatever the name of their team back in the AFL days, as they were wearing that logo that year. It had Texas outline on the helmet was the logo. But then fast forward to, the 2011 season, coming out of the lockout. That was the year we started out 4-0. We went to our new current jerseys with the white helmets. And something I remember is Madden accidentally leaked the Bills jerseys before before the jerseys were unveiled, as there was like a promo clip for the Madden game, and there was a brief 3 to 5 second clip of the Bills, a Bills player in action out there. And sure enough, everyone knew new jerseys were coming. We hadn't seen them yet. There was rumors what they were going to look like, and the Madden clip confirmed it. And I recall the Bills might have been a little pissed about that. And since then, the only, since the new jerseys, I know we've worn the throwback whites. I don't know if we've still been wearing the throwback blue jerseys, but obviously they both have the same helmet and, of course, the color rush, as I was just talking about. So I don't know, man. I know I'm just kind of rambling along a bit on this one, speaking about the history of the jerseys. Just kind of wanted to, or helmets, jerseys, whatever. Just kind of wanted to go over this after seeing Josh Allen come out like that and really getting the internet talking. Let me know what you want to see the Bills wear. If you think it only makes sense to see, the color rush with the red helmet. If you think that's an easy call. Also, something else I kind of wanted to go over in this video, as you'll see the different clips and stuff playing on the screen, you might notice some clips of Howard University back in 2004, a big game that they were playing against Alabama State University, which I forgot that was Tavares Jackson out there with them. R.I.P. to Tavares. But you will notice Howard is their helmet logo is the same as the Bills, except only different is it says Bison in the stripe, on the charging buffalo. And why I bring this up, they do not wear this jersey anymore. I believe they retired it in 2014. I think they rocked it from 02 to 14. Some years back on like Bills message boards. Comment if you guys used to go to 2 Bills Drive. Anyone who happens to see this video, you may recall there was this discussion going where it was rumored that someone who attended Howard University, an art student or something like that, claimed that many, many years back, they came up with that charging buffalo logo. And like the story that kind of developed from that was that Ralph Wilson and the Bills, stole it and copyright or trademarked it before Howard could. But, this story never really seemed to make sense to me. At first, I was like, oh, damn, did the Bills steal the logo? But they didn't wear that logo till 02 to 14. You know what I mean? So it's kind of wouldn't really make sense. And, people have came out and debunked that claim, saying that some guy, that's designed logos for quite a few NFL teams. I believe his name's like Stephen Wright or something like that. In his obituary, I believe when he passed away, it came up that he designed the Bills logo as well, like I said, as other teams in the NFL. And, they said this isn't true about Howard, but supposedly there was like some newsletter from back in the day, like where I've never seen this newsletter surface, but that was kind of the discussion that came along with it. But it just wouldn't make sense, so an art student would make it many, many years back, but Howard would never wear it until 2002 and then retire it in 2014. Something odd too, since they've retired that logo and they wear a new one now, their new logo kind of looks a bit like University at Buffalo Bulls logo, kind of. Comment and let me know if you would agree with that. But nonetheless, that was like a rumored story that really grew some legs on the internet. But again, I just can't see how that's possibly true, as the Bills wore the logo first. There's a guy that seemingly has prototypes, like I said, who passed away. He had prototype drawings and stuff like that of the Bills logo. And I don't know, that's all I really have to say on that one. But just kind of wanted to share that story and see if anyone else out there heard that story as well themselves. I mean, there is some other college football teams we see wear pro, jerseys that are similar to pro teams. One that pops to my head off the rip is the Packers. Doesn't Georgia wear the same logo as the Packers, just different color scheme, if I'm not mistaken? I don't know. But again, I know this video was a little off the cuff. I'm just kind of rambling on, freestyling. I just like to do that sometimes. Again, this is J Coffee Talk. That's what I do. I talk it up on different topics: music, news, sports, current events, life, and much more. I'm a diehard Bills fan, but I like to bring content regarding all NFL teams. So all football fans out there, do me that solid, sub up to the channel. Again, stay tuned. We're going to be talking football all season long. We have live streams where you can call in. It's just going to be so much fun. So with all that, I'm going to close this thing out. Just comment, guys. What were your favorite Bills logos over the years? If you're not a Bills fan, again, who's your team? Do you like your team's logo? What throwbacks did you like or not like? Earlier in the video, I started talking about my bro, Jay Millie, who's a Niners fan, and I think I kind of got a bit off track. The reason I brought them up is because I was unaware that there was a season in the 90s where they were going to unveil a new jersey, but it was just so bad, the logo and jersey, that they just said, nah, we ain't going to do it. Comment if anyone remembers that. But with all that being said, let's talk in the comments. Let me close this thing out before I talk another 5 minutes. It's J Coffee Talk. I'm out of here, guys. Subscribe. Peace.